Hi Virgo, welcome to your month ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. If you have already and you're already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. For those of you that would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so at the website address below. For those of you that would like to donate to the channel for any of the videos that you feel have helped you, you can also do so on the web link below. Before we start, I would like to bless all of my decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Okay, so your actions and your interactions with the world at large. Let's have a look. Okay, so you get the Five of Cups. Your actions and your interactions this month, Virgo, it's really important that you, well, I kind of ever imagine a Virgo overindulging, to be fair. But what I want to say to you is this is not the month for you to get down in the dumps about something. And when I say something, you know, because that's quite vague, isn't it? So the Five of Cups is basically saying to you, this is not the month for you to get locked into how you feel. And one of the things is, obviously, we know that you guys can be, you know, it's such a crap word, perfectionist, because, you know, it's just a real stereotype of what Virgo energy is about. You're precise and you're exacting and you're scientific about things. You know, you're really practical, but you have a tendency to go over things and over things and over things. And this month, you could do that to the detriment of your health. And the reason I say that is because the Five of Cups is, it's about mourning, it's about loss, and this is in your actions and your interactions. And I kind of feel like it's almost like something that hasn't gone according to plan, or something that, you know, it's like the feeling that I get is you've put a lot of time and money into something, and rather than sort of, you know, do the usual thing where you'll say, okay, well, I'll make this work, you've come up against a barrier and you realize that you can't make this work. This plan is not going to go forward. This idea, this plan, it has been a waste of time or a waste of money. And that's really difficult for you guys, because you love to fix things, you love to make them better, or, you know, to put, you know, energy into something until it comes to fruition. This month you need to cut your losses and run. This is the month where you really need to separate from it and just say, look, okay, you know what, I did that and it didn't work for me. I did, you know, I put as much time, effort and money into it as I possibly could. A lot of feelings are attached to this thing that you've done. For those of you that feel, or, you know, you're too deep into it and you say, well, no, I can't let go now, my advice to you would be to put it on a back burner until a better time, because this is not the month you're going to be able to move forward with it. You know, if you see there, he's got 2 cups. Those 2 cups are actually full, and this is basically saying to you, take what has worked or what you've learned, draw a line under it, and stop throwing money, stop throwing time, resources and emotional energy into this thing this month, because it's no longer going to serve you. You have come as far as you possibly can with this. That's a bit of a heavy one to start the reading off. Your money and your materials in the month of November 2018. Let's have a look. Yeah, interesting. The 10 of Wands. So this kind of feels to me, it's almost like you won't, it's like there's a refusal. I will not move forward, I will not move on. And the 10 of Wands in your money and your materials is saying, if you cut your losses and run now, the return will be much better. You know, not the return, I guess the bounce back will be much better. You know, this is asking you really, in terms of your monies and your finances, especially when it comes to giving to somebody or helping somebody out, this is the time to cut the purse strings. It's really important for you. And I kind of feel like you're about to say no to somebody in some way, shape or form, probably monetary. And they're not going to be ready to hear that. This is something that, you know, usually you would be there and you'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm behind you 100%. I'm going to be there. I'm going to help you. And it's like this month you're saying, no, I can't do that anymore, you know, for various reasons. And they're going to be like, oh, taken aback, like, wow, have I really just been cut off? Yes, you have. You know, own that. Your money and your materials this month, you need to guard them safely, because I kind of feel like this is, it's not the month for you to continually pour energy or finance or money into something, because you're not going to get any results from it, not this month certainly. I'm sorry that I don't have any brighter messages for you on that front. But you guys know me by now. I tell you what it is rather than what you want it to be. Okay, so your communications with the world at large in the month of November. You got the Chariot. This is good, because, you know, the Chariot is a card of victory, and in your communications, you know, when it comes to cutting somebody off or saying to somebody, you know what, I've put in more than my fair share and what I'm getting back is nowhere near that. By standing true, by holding firm and saying, look, you know what, by standing your ground, not only will you come out of this better, but you will win. And I mean this, your bounce back will be so much bigger and better if you cut your losses now and you move forward, you know, with grace and dignity and poise, just like a true Virgo. And the Chariot card as well also says that you will be heard. Once you put your foot down and you know, almost like bang your fist on the table and say, I said no, enough. You know, not only will you win, but you'll gain a lot of strength from that. You'll gain a lot of power from it. It also tells me as well, by doing this, you will gain a lot more respect. I'm not saying that you're not respected at the moment. What I am saying is that if you want to gain the respect of your peers, or, you know, anything like that, this month you're really going to have to stand your ground. It's not going to be enough for you to be demonstrative. You know, it's not going to be enough for you to say, well, you know, I'll just let my work speak for me or whatever. But it's beautiful, it's very dignified. But this month you're going to have to stand up to be counted. You're going to have to say what you feel, and you are going to have to, you know, you'll have to dig deep and say what needs to be said. That's going to be really, really important for you this month, I feel. And then finally, your heart and your half, so your personal relationships. Ooh. The Ten of Cups. This is beautiful. This is lovely. This is a good card to come to. So for those of you that are single, in the course of sticking up for yourself, somebody else takes notice. Somebody's going to look on and be like, ooh, you know what, actually I thought that they were just, you know, this way, but actually there's a whole other side to them that I don't know. That's a very attractive trait to somebody that's looking from the outside. So for those of you that are single, by standing up and you know, demonstrating that strength, that backbone and that courage, you're going to impress somebody, you know, a potential suitor. For those of you that are partnered, this is a really good month for love. For those of you that are partnered, you know, the Chariot and the Cups, the Ten of Cups, this is basically, you know, it's happiness, it's fulfillment, it's wish fulfillment, but it's also happiness in and of the home. So it's interesting. On one front, it's kind of like out there, a lot of stuff is pretty brutal and pretty crap. But on the inside, you know, where it really matters, there is some beautiful stuff shaping up for you. Also, it feels very much to me like there's a family member, or even the family as a whole, are really standing behind you. So it's really important that you don't shut people out this month. You know, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, it's important that you don't think, right, well, I'm just going to deal with it on my own. Let people in, because they will help you and they'll come through for you and they will surprise you. And they will show you that when you can loosen the reins a little bit, actually people can surprise you and come through, and they can do it just as good as you could. Okay. Your weeks ahead for the month of November. So, first week of November, the Sun. Beautiful. Right, this is what we wanted more of. This is good because it says that basically the first week of November you will have already, it's almost like by making this, you know, decision to cut something off or to remove something, you know, or to draw a line under something, actually the month is blessed. So even in all of your challenges, you will find blessings. In all of your lessons, you're going to find your blessings. And that is the truth of it. You know, it sounds really pithy to say that, but the Sun card is beautiful. It's ultimate optimism, life, health, vibrancy. And this, to me, it feels very much like this, you know, there's a family or a partner, or even if you're single, this is a partner or a group of friends, people that you're close to are really standing behind you. People have your back. And that's beautiful. It really is. It's also going to be needed as well during the more challenging aspects of the month. Second week of November, the Tower. All right. Especially underneath the Ten of Wands. Don't be surprised if this if something comes to a bit of an explosive end. And I don't feel like this will be an explosive end that comes to you. I feel like this will be you. You will finally, like I said, it's almost like that moment where you'll slam your hand down and say, look, I said enough. This is it now. And you know, the interesting thing is it feels like it's going to be a realization. You are going to realize that someone or something that you have been nurturing or nourishing is not who you thought it was, or they are. And therefore it's kind of like, whoa, okay, now that I see that different side to you, I'm severing ties. That's what it feels like to me. Third week of November, the Magician, right underneath the Chariot. This is great because the Chariot gives you the victory and the win. The Magician card in the third week basically says that you have the ability to change the situation. And more importantly, at that moment where you think, oh right, so everybody thinks I'm the bad or the guilty party, that's the moment where you need to put forward. That's the moment where you need to speak up and say, actually, what you haven't seen, what you don't know is all of this. By doing that, by really speaking up and being brutally honest, you know, I really feel like you'll get the most out of it. So the third week of November, you will have some kind of, I say a victory, but it's more like a, you know, you will get your, you know, we all wait for that moment in our lives where we wait for a wrong to be righted. The third week of November sees this wrong, or this thing that you kind of see for what it actually is. The third week is where you see this kind of come back into balance. The fourth week of November, you get the Empress underneath the Ten of Cups. Stunning, absolutely stunning, because this is basically saying that, you know, from all of this, from all of the challenges and all of the difficulties, actually what you're going to come into the realization of is who is for you and who isn't. And you know, we say that, and we say it frivolously nowadays, but actually the beauty of that is what you see and who you see around you as supportive. Once all is said and done, you're going to be like, wow, you know what, my support network and the people that I love, this is really what it's about. And more importantly, this is truly fertile ground for me to be safe in, for me to love. You're going to see so much beauty in the people around you and how much they love and care for you this month. And ultimately that will trump any, you know, any challenge or animosity or whatever that you might come up against. You know, that's what's going to be the shining and defining moment this month. Your key to the month, you get the Universe card, the World card. You are about to take a step up, you are about to level up, and these last little niggles, these last bits of feeling are ultimately going to carry you on to something truly amazing and spectacular. Because just on the other side of this month is something truly amazing, and more importantly, something that you will gain the recognition for, you know, and it will feel like a reward. It's like, okay, so I put up with all of that, but in the scope of things, I learned how amazing my support network is, and more importantly, I've learned just what I'm about to do with the next step of my life. Beautiful. Virgo, I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have a great month. Take care. I'll see you soon.